Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, brought to you live by the champ. Her last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, home of title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to NXT 2.0. We got Jay here. What's up, Jay? How you doing, buddy? How did you?
How are you, everybody?
How did you?
Tonight?
How do you feel tonight after watching some wrestling compared to last night?
I'm gonna tell you something right now. I don't need to watch wrestling for the rest of the week. I just saw the best show in the house. Without a doubt.
Show?
Best show all week. I don't even need to see the clown show tomorrow. Best show.
Oh, so tomorrow's going to be a clown show?
It is.
Oh, that's not nice.
This was the best show that I see.
We haven't
Right
even seen
here.
tomorrow. Tomorrow actually has some good matches.
Best-
You got Takeshita versus John Moxley coming up tomorrow. Come on, man. You got Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston coming up tomorrow. Come on, man. Hey, come on, man. It's going to be a good night of wrestling, man. Good night of some professional
Please,
sports.
let's not scare the fans away. Let's just get into something really
It's going to
great.
be a good night of sports entertainment, professional wrestling. It's going to be good shit. That's all you need to know.
This
And
was
this.
great shit.
My
This was
original
great
take,
shit,
man,
man.
this is all Vince McMahon shit, man. Vince McMahon, he's got his fingerprints on everything pro wrestling, man. Everything pro wrestling, Vince McMahon has his finger on it, including 2.0. Don't think he doesn't. Don't think he doesn't. He still does. If he wants something to happen, he can make it happen like that. Just know that. That's all you need to know. But anyway, let's get into NXT 2.0 tonight. Coming at you live from the Performance Center. Looking like we had about a good 346 people in there, maybe, at most. Not a packed house tonight for sure, but probably because Chase U's not there, right? Chase U actually, I want to talk about that real quick. Chase U actually went to London. We had real footage of London, and what I'm starting to really dig this gimmick because this guy, there's much more. No, hear me out now. Hear me out now. All right, before you put your hands up and you're so judgmental, real quick. Okay. This guy is a psychopath. He's not a real teacher. He has convinced people that he is a real teacher. He has kidnapped these kids. Obviously, there's more students than this, right? Because he only took just them two. We didn't see anybody else from Chase U in London. Just the two. Just Thea and Brody. And Adam, he's showing him the sights. He actually told Brody that a part of the castle was the Chase U wing. He then also went on to say that he was going to become knighted. Then he kept going on and on. So it made me think, I think he's trying to be like this delusional psychopath that's pretending to be a fucking teacher. Then we get footage of him cursing at everybody. We'll get into that later on. But I thought he actually stood out tonight because I wasn't expecting to see real footage from London. So that's what made it interesting to me right away, is the fact that we got to see that real footage from another country. They said they were going to go to another country. He took them to another country. He's cursing at people, telling them to shut up. It was good. You're right. NXT was good tonight. It was definitely better than Monday Night Raw.
Great.
It opens up with a video package of course, what happened at the Great American Bash, hyping up all the winners, and even some of the losers. We get packages, of course, from everyone. It closes with Braun Breaker defeating Cameron Grimes and being attacked by the Irish ace, J.D. McDonough, who's going to make an impact also tonight. Footage from earlier today. We are shown live feed outside of the Performance Center, which seems to be an injured Roxanne Perez. Apparently, we see a concerned Cora Jade. Commentary tells us this reeks of toxic attraction. So they set this up early in the night, this storyline. That you don't know now what the main event's going to be because obviously I didn't think it was played well by her. I think it looked pretty shitty when she was on the floor, and it looked like she was just wiggling. I wasn't really convinced that she was hurt. But whatever, nonetheless, I'll believe the storyline. Roxanne Perez is injured tonight, folks. She's got broken ribs or maybe cracked ribs, but we don't know if she's going to be cleared yet for the main event. Mandy Rose We'll have to wait till the end of the night to find out, just like you. You have to wait till the end of the night to see, does Roxanne Perez make it in the ring tonight? Does she make it in the ring? I don't know. I can't tell you yet. You're going to have to wait. Just like we all had to wait when we watched the show, right, Jay? It's the way it should be. We got to build up the suspense. The guys are, or guys or girls, you know. I think we have 2% female demographic on our stats. But, you know, they're out there. They're watching. Probably for you, Jay, because you're the Zion Quinn of Wrestling with Savage.
Keep going, Ted. Keep going.
It's going to be a good night tonight. Oh, shit. We actually get a very good opening match. Okay? This match could go on any television show, and it would be a good opening match. Whether it was AEW,
this
Raw,
was a surprise opening match.
SmackDown, absolutely.
To be started.
I agree with you.
They needed to be started strong.
I actually like the fact that they went straight to this match because I was looking forward. I remember I told you last week when they announced, I was like, oh, that actually sounds good. Like, I want to see how that's going to finish up, you know? Giovanni makes an excellent pose with the commentators. I thought that was the best moment for him in the match when he did that pose with the commentators, and they kept it there for a while.
That was awesome.
You know what I mean? Awesome. So, I really appreciate the detail that he's putting in his ring entrance alone. You know, because he's probably working with all the camera people, letting them know, hey, this is going to be the hard shot, number 1. This is going to be number 2. And then I'm going to come right here with the commentators for number 3. You know, and that's a different production every time now, if he's going to do it like that different.
This is why I've been telling everybody that Wade Barrett will be the next one to move up once Corey Graves moves up. He is that guy.
But where does Corey Graves move to then?
He moves when Michael Cole retires off his seat. He just
so
takes
then he'll
over
just be
Cole,
on SmackDown?
And then Barrett will be sort of the Graves. You know what I'm saying? The Graves of that new era.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't think Graves. I mean, think about how long Cole's been on commentary already. Number 1. So that means
retire at some point.
Yeah, but that means Corey Graves has another 25 years left to go. He's not going anywhere, my friend. And
but who will be second? Got to be Barrett.
Baron Corbin. And Pat McAfee.
Come on, he don't even know the moves, man. Can't.
Who? Pat?
I'm not saying he'd be my number 2, but he's definitely not.
Well, he doesn't need to know the moves if Corey's there. That's what Corey's there for. He's there to know all the moves. Corbin's there to know all the moves.
He's not.
Pat's there from the fans' perspective. It's a nice twist on commentary, man. I actually personally enjoy the SmackDown commentary more than the Raw. The Raw seems way more scripted. When Pat's on the mic, you're getting real emotion, real reaction. You know what I mean? And you never know what he's gonna do. He might jump on the table. He might go dancing. So
what do you think of Barrett?
Wade Barrett, he's good, but he's on a leash too over there. He gets a little freedom with what he can say about the wrestlers, but other than that, he's just always hyping up Roman Reigns. He's always hyping up SummerSlam. He's just reading cue cards.
That's all we gotta do.
I understand that, man.
For him and Joseph, they're a great pair right there.
They're good, but they're not going anywhere because they're needed for NXT right now.
Both. Keep going, man.
They're not going anywhere. We get Giovanni, makes, like I said, all the excellent poses. Men lock up in the middle of the ring and walk the ring for a bit. Vinci goes for control early with the headlocks, tie-ups. Apollo now tries to counter, but Vinci stays on top early with everything, just really staying on top of him. Apollo manages to send Vinci off to the ropes. Both meet in the middle with a shoulder block for a stalemate shoulder block. Now, after a few runs off the ropes, we see Vinci demolish Cruz with a big shoulder block, implementing the first big blow of the match, sending him to the mat. I'm better than you. I'm stronger than you. Sending that signal, that message right away. Both men now going for chop, and this actually seems like a ploy to compete with AEW. Stiff chops, for the most part. Apollo lands a drop kick, but it seems a little short for me. Now Cruz has Vinci in the corner, lands more shots, calls a spot that was way too obvious. Apollo does. It leads to a blockbuster off the top rope from Apollo Cruz, a cover and a kick out from Vinci, who now dumps Cruz to the outside. Vinci then dumps Cruz onto the barricade, and now more hard chops before rolling Cruz back into the ring as we go to picture-in-picture. Moments later, we see Vinci landing a slingshot off the ropes to Cruz, who hasn't been the same since, say the commentators. More stiff chops from Vinci, who goes for a springboard assault of some kind, only to be stopped by Apollo, who now lands a very nice stiff dropkick. I actually liked this spot. It looked real. It looked vicious. It looked like something out of a video game, actually, like one of those SmackDown counters where
you want my opinion?
Yeah, you can give me. Yeah, sure.
I'll give you my quick opinion on this move. It definitely made up for the first drop kick he did, because the first one he did was really hard. It was bad. It was horrible. Yeah. So it definitely made up.
Yeah, that springboard assault, like, I thought it was going to lead to something with Apollo just getting a little momentum, but I didn't see the drop kick coming, and when it came, I was like, that actually looked good. He really kicked him. He really sent him swinging. That was a nice fucking spot, you know? It was a nice stiff fucking kick, man. He counters whatever move Vinci was going for. Cruz now with some stiff chops, clotheslines, all looking good. Nice stinger splash, German suplex into another German suplex, and now another. Nope, Vinci with elbows, who breaks away, goes for something, and then no, another counter right back into German suplex. So he goes for the full Benoit. Gets the triple German suplex combo. Fans are chanting Suplex City. And isn't it sad that Brock Lesnar gets all the credit for Suplex City, yet Chris Benoit invented it?
Nobody mentions that name. It's like a Lord Voldemort name.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. Who else did those triple suplex? Kurt Angle used to do them sometimes. He did them big time, right?
And then everybody started to mimic him.
Everybody. I've seen Chad Gable definitely does that shit all the time, man. Whatever, man. And now another elbow breaks away. He lands that last German suplex, like I said. Goes for the cover. We get a kick out. Fans actually chanting Suplex City. Vinci and Cruz counter. Shot for shot, a few sets. Now we see Vinci land a stiff clothesline and a small break in the corner. The ref is telling Vinci to hold on because he is checking on Cruz. And then Vinci kept trying to check on him, but the ref kept telling him to back up. I thought he was about to get DQ'd for a second. He goes for a suplex that is countered by Cruz, who dives into Vinci, and Vinci is able to catch him. And actually, so Cruz is on the top rope, right? He jumps into Vinci. Vinci has to catch him now, hold him, not let his feet hit the mat, and use all that strength to pick up that, because Apollo Cruz isn't light.
He saved it because Cruz ran in too fast.
Very impressive move by Vinci to be able to catch him, clutch him, and then lift him up impressively right over his head for a sickening 5-star. That move was a sickening 5-star brainbuster. I don't care about the match. I'm not calling the match a 5-star. But that move was a 5. If you had to rate that move, it was a 5-star spot. That jump off, catch, stall, lift, brainbuster. We get a cover, another kick out. Another cover with an inside roll and a kick out from Cruz. Cruz lands the Itsuguri. Now Cruz lands a nice power bomb. Fans taking selfies, but Vinci takes the guy's phone. Now we see Zion Quinn come out and attack Apollo, sending him in the ring where Vinci hits the last right. I'm not going to call it the last right because this guy's from the Vatican City, right? So it's the last right. He gives him the last right. Oh, man. Power bomb City. I'm sure you all know it's just like the last ride, Undertaker's American Badass powerbomb. He does it very well. Apollo sells it really well. It's just funny that Zion Quinn has his sights set on Cruz. They show us footage of him actually sitting in the crowd during the match. And he did his job. He made his splash. But I just think it's hilarious that he sat in the crowd and nobody even fucking knew he was there. That's fucking crazy to me. So that's your star. The guy at the table.
Samoa goes for a reason.
Samoa goes, yeah. I guess you're right.
I know. You're right. I know I'm right.
Hiding in plain sight, but he's going after Cruz, obviously. But either way, Vinci comes off with a fucking win. I think he was going to get the win no matter what happened. If the booking was just a clean one-on-one, I think they're putting Vinci over Cruz. I don't know. I just see his vignettes having, more staying power than what Apollo's been doing. We got a lot of cool kind of vignettes tonight, actually. NXT had a lot of content. Somehow NXT manages to put more in 2 hours than Raw does in 3. So explain that shit to me. You know what I mean? There's a lot to talk about from a lot of different people and a lot of different prospects. I gave the match a 4-star. I said maybe the match could have even been higher if not for the interference and unclean finish. And all the poses at the end by Vinci were all money. Like, what are you grading it?
The only money pose to me, because there was some fans that kind of bothered some of the other picks, was the money with Barrett. Barrett posed perfectly why Vic Joseph looked like the dork and Giovanni looks like the fucking superstar. I thought that picture was so funny, hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. I was excited for the match. It started off grappling, but let's face it, started off a little sloppy. Giovanni messed up with a little rollover, I guess a little miscue there. But they kind of saved it. And all those spots that you mentioned were actually great spots. You know, that springboard, that brain buster is very impressive. I thought he saved it. Like I said, I thought Cruz ran too fast. Don't need to, especially with all that massive weight that Cruz has. But damn, is Giovanni fucking strong or what, bro? This guy could lift anything. He could lift a fucking oxy. He reminds me of freaking Claudio, you know? So I expected Giovanni to win. You know, Cruz is just there to make talent, so I expected Giovanni to get the win. I loved how Zion Quinn, like I said last week he was gonna do, he did that massive forearm right there. Boom! And tell me not that shit looked like it fucking hurt. It looked like he hurt. He sold it great. He was in the crowd. You saw him there. The only reason we probably didn't see him because we keep going to too many breaks, but it's okay. But we saw him. He popped up. He didn't slip. He didn't fall. The forearm looked money. Let's face it. He looked money. He was standing there. I'm not going to lie. Cruz didn't look money after the match taunting Zion Quinn. I thought Zion Quinn came out a fucking star. Exactly what he needs to fucking do. He's fucking doing it in your fucking face. He's the fucking Samoa Ghost. I've told you a million times. This guy is blockbuster. What I give this match 3.5. It was a little sloppy. I didn't like that fucking dropkick by Cruz first. No, I'm sorry.
That was like the only real sloppy spot, though, to be honest. That dropkick was the only sloppy spot of the match. I mean, even the brainbuster, you can't even say it was sloppy because of the way he finished.
If I would have graded Zion Quinn, it'd be a fucking 5. But let's face it, this match was 3.5. But impressive for Giovanni. Came out with the W. That's exactly what he needed.
Would you agree that brainbuster was the move of the night?
I'm going to say no. I know a better move.
All right, when it comes up, you tell me which it is. When it comes up.
All
right, man. So, anyway, I gave it a 4-star because I was pretty impressed by Apollo, and because he made up for that drop kick, and I was impressed. Because when that drop kick happened, that match was at about a 2. And then they went. It was a good match. Giovanni impressed me dramatically tonight. And I rank him high in NXT right now. I see big things for Mr. Vinci. And I wonder what the Don of NXT is going to think of Mr. Vinci. I'm very curious. The Don? Yeah, we're getting to the Don later tonight. But first, let's get into an interview that we see with Cora Jade, who Mackenzie asks if we have an update for, Roxanne. Cora says, I did not see the attack, but it has toxic written all over it. Mandy is scared. They're pissed off that we have these titles. They're scared of Roxanne. Hopefully Perez can pull through and get cleared for tonight, or those 3 bitches are going to have hell to pay. So obviously now I know what happened, but we're getting to that later tonight. You all don't know what happened. We know what happened. We all know. We have the answer. All you need to know is the big mystery tonight on the show is who attacked Roxanne Perez.
Perfect segment. Great facials. Everything was money in this segment. Money.
It was a good segment. I'm not grading it, though. It's too short.
I would grade it 4.5. 4.5.
Yeah.
That's right.
I can't wait to get to them.
He's a rising star.
Sure. If
you guys don't know her sitting at home, please Google her. She's money.
Money. Yeah. Money. Here and now we get the money. Next, Tiffany Stratton video package talking about last week, how there is still dirt on her hands from last week. Fighting that troll, I overcame the odds of one. She is so obsessed with me, it's creepy. I need to leave Candyland behind. I need to see who wins the championship tonight. Now we see her at the cashier paying for her nails. Says she wasn't the greatest of all time, but I'll spare you the bad review. Little segment. That's all we're going to get out of Tiffany for tonight. Unfortunately, she wasn't on the card. But that's okay. Tiffany needs to recover from her match with Wendy Chu. Fighting that kind of a troll will leave a vicious cycle of, post-traumatic syndrome maybe, Tiffany could be suffering right now, Jay. Actually, I'd like to start a GoFundMe for Tiffany Stratton, and we should all send her money and help her recover.
She don't need money. She don't need money. But once again, great video production. This is all money right here. This is 5-star right here.
5-star, I like it. Okay, I agree with you. 5-star then. I give Cora Jade on the last promo, I'll give her a 4. I can't give her a 5. I'll give her a 4 though. But later in the night, she showed me. Later in the night, I'm not going to say exactly what happened, but she showed me signs of 5s here and there. I saw a couple of signs.
I'm not ready. Not ready for that.
No, I know. I'm just going to say I saw some signs. That's all.
I don't want to get into.
Next, we get a promo. Cameron Grimes comes out, says, I really wish I could come out here and give you an excuse onto why I did not leave with the NXT Championship last week, but I can't. You fucked up chant start. I don't know if you caught that. There was like a mini you fucked up chant.
Yeah, because basically he said NXT North America.
No. This is before that. They were just chanting you fucked up like you fucked up at the match. Like you lost.
Yeah, I know.
They weren't chanting that yet. Says he had a game plan, but then the 3 never came. 3 count. Braun is at home. He is in a sling. He almost had... And then he said, he almost had that tries to make up for it by saying it's still in his mind. That was fuck up.
Great recovery.
Yeah, good recovery because, listen, it makes sense. He was just the North American Championship. It's not like he wasn't the North American champion, or it was a year ago. This was last month. He was North American champion. So it's definitely still on his mind. You can do everything the right way and still not be good enough. I guess that's life, right? Last month I lost the North American Championship, and that's just life. I go all in on Braun Breaker. That's life. I'm destined to be a loser. Thought I was going to go to the moon, but I crashed in on the sun. Here comes the Irish ace, JD. Says, I hate to come out here and kick a guy when he's down, but let me kick a guy when he's down. Calls him grimy. I thought that was a nice touch. Grimy. Calling him grimy. I saw your match with Braun. You show a ton of heart. I think you should wrap up this pity party and maybe do your crying in the back, because I hate to break the news to you. 60 seconds after Braun pinned you, you became old news around here. This whole game changed when the Irish ace walked through that door. I fooled all these people because Braun's a meathead. Look at me if you're going to talk to me, Grimes says. Jump me from behind, Irish. I heard about you. But all I see is just an Irish asshole. JD now comes into the ring, stares him down. We get a vicious headbutt. Grimes goes for some kind of move, but JD just gets the fuck out of there. And then you actually hear, I don't know if you caught it, but I did. I heard it clear as day. Grimes calling him a motherfucker, a son of a bitch, tells him to get in here. You want to be a star, awesome. You're going to be in the ring with a star. This all looked really good at the end. It was I actually thought this segment was really good. It ended really strong, and it looked really real at the end. It had that headbutt look super stiff, to be honest with you. And, like I said, JD just rolled out of the ring, got the fuck out of there, backs down the ramp. That's the end of that. Are you rating that?
I'ma rate it, and I'ma tell you where I'm at with this, all right? I thought it started like a high roller coaster. We were going to the moon. And then when we saw JD, a.k.a. Marco Stunt, we went straight down to the toilet. I saw a star that recovered so well from a botched line that he recovered greatly, and all of a sudden we see a Oopa Loopa come out, 5'2", named JD Madonna Hugh, or whatever you want to call this guy. And I'm not going to lie, the first 20, 30 seconds, I did not understand what he said. I was with the fans saying, what? And don't tell me you did not hear those what chants. I know you heard it. He was saying what chants because I didn't even understand it till he started getting closer to the ring. And then I started to make, so he's really saying he's an Irish Asian? This short little guy? No. I didn't even like the headbutt. I thought this just made Grimes look weak, even facing this guy. No. I think Grimes needs to be where the money's at, against Braun Breaker. But there was an NXT live event that just passed that Braun was fighting against this JD guy. I don't like it. I think it's a bad move, especially very, very fast. And I didn't like how he was talking on the mic. I don't feel like he was comfortable, and when the crowd was rattling him a little bit, I don't think he could have handled it. I didn't think he handled it well. I think there was some hesitation and some pause when they were face to face, and I think you could have felt it too. So I thought it was starting as a fucking 5-star, and then it just went down into a 3. Why? Because this short guy named JD just came out and just kind of killed what perhaps would have been a great Cameron Grimes segment about possibly getting the rematch for the belt.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I can agree with you. This guy's like the same height as Daniel Bryan. I've seen him wrestle. I know he's good. And obviously I understood everything he said because I took notes, detailed notes of what he said.
As Marco's son.
But how he's 5'3". Daniel Bryan's 5'3".
Tell me you like this JD guy, man.
I'm not in love with him yet. I don't love him like that or nothing, but give him a chance. You're just like, we haven't even seen the guy in the ring yet.
I gave him a chance on TV, on television. No, it didn't work. I don't believe he's an Irish Asian. Do you?
Guess we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. Depends how they book him. I'm curious to see what he's gonna do. Well, there's another guy I want to get into later tonight that I want to tell you about. The new guy that's going to be making his debut next week, Axiom. What do you think of Axiom?
Don't even get me started with that shit.
You want to save it until it comes up? We get a promo from the Diamond Mine Creed brothers. Damon Camp all getting along. Now Creed brothers leave, and we see Roderick Strong say, "Did I really just hear that you want to run it back, Damon? You cost me the NXT Tag Team Championship. I just realized you are not as good as you think you are." You know, and I'm not big on excuses. Let's see how you feel next week after I embarrass you. 1-on-1. Walks off saying, "Run it back." You idiot. Are you rating that? Or moving on?
I'm gonna rate it. I give it a 2, but I don't get it. Like, why is it like they're picking fights and it just never goes anywhere in the storyline?
Why do they have Roderick acting like a fucking idiot? Like, that's what I want.
Yeah, it's weird.
First of all, like, if you're gonna be the Diamond Mine, then like, why isn't Roderick going after Braun Breaker if he's so fucking good? You know, these guys have the tag team titles now. You know, and then Kemp needs to go for like the North American, and then Ivy can go for the women's. Maybe possibly at least compete for it. Like, they should be competing for gold, not like bickering and this and that. They look like a weak faction. The Creed brothers are the only thing holding that faction together. Roderick is a good in-ring competitor, but they have him acting like a complete clown. And it's almost like when I'm looking at when I see LA Knight in the ring cutting these promos that he doesn't even want to fucking do, but he's just doing it because he wants a fucking job. The guy's 38 years old. They put him in NXT instead of putting him on Raw right away so he could fucking go on the run of a lifetime, because he's actually one of the most talented in-ring performers, one of the most talented guys on the mic. And I see like almost the same thing here what they're doing with this motherfucker, man. Roderick Strong's one of the most talented performers. He's actually really good on the mic, and they just got him acting like a clown, bro. Like,
what he's unhappy.
Yeah, I know, but I would be unhappy too if I had to work with these idiots.
Just wants to leave, bro.
Then just fucking leave already, man.
Probably can't. Probably stuck.
Fuck, man. You know what's worse than this? Seeing a fucking promo about Liv Morgan during the fucking commercial of NXT, talking about fucking the comeback kid, the miracle kid. What do they call? Is she a kid? How old is she? How old is Liv Morgan? Is she even a kid? How old?
She gotta be in the mid-20s at least.
Mid-20s. I feel like she's been in WWE for like 40 years, bro.
Yeah, but she was like young, like 1920, man.
So that makes her like 30 years old, no?
I always remember her because she always came out with like fly-ass Jordan. She was the only NXT star to ever come out from Jersey with fly-ass Jordan. That's why I always paid attention to her. I was like, shit, yo, she got the new J's every fucking week, bro.
So she probably had the fucking plug, bro.
Oh, she did, and she got my attention just because I'm a sneakerhead. So hey, man, that I agree with you. This commercial they doing is getting a little annoying.
Do you really see her as the fucking miracle kid? Like the miracle
I just hate when Michael Cole started narrating. I'm like, oh my god.
Michael Cole's gotta go, bro. I can't even listen to it anymore, man. We get a promo now that was actually really good from Waller, Grayson Waller, who apparently keeps his own personal score during matches. And Mackenzie had no idea what the hell he was talking about. She's like, what do you mean it was 19th? He's like, don't worry about it. Basically, when he has a match with somebody in his mind, it's like a basketball game, and he's keeping score, so apparently he thought the match that he lost was, he thought he was up 19-6 or something like that. I thought that was a very interesting concept in the promo to put in. And then he says, he was talking about Wesley saying, I know your life sucks, but, don't take it out on me. He says, back to you idiots, for the commentators, which I thought was the best line of the night. Like, when you interact with the commentators like that and you try to get them to put a little more heat on you, I feel like, obviously, Wade Barrett loves him and puts him over all the time. So, Grayson Waller is getting more impressive on the mic and the promo. That was a really good promo. He's got some swag, even though he's a mark-ass bitch. But eventually, he's going to make his own moves. And when he does, he's going to be a threat. Jay, that's the truth. Right now, he's a mark-ass bitch running around doing stunners, doing elbow drops.
He does the best stunners I've seen.
Stop it.
The last 20 years.
Stop it.
Rolling and
Stop.
And it timed it perfectly like
Stop.
the RKO. I will not stop. The people will hear about Grayson Waller.
He's not going to be doing...
Star.
If you think he's going to come to the WWE and do stunners, you have another thing coming. Not as long as KO's there.
Not even Stone Cold KO can roll the way he rolls into the stunner. It's perfectly. This was a 5-star promo, everybody.
It was a good promo. Very good promo. I'm not going to grade it because it was really short, but it was a really good fucking promo. Then we get a peek inside the medical room where Perez is being worked on, apparently. She's obviously really hurt, so she needs at least 7 people around her covering her body so we can't see her on TV. Then we get the match with Caden Carter with Katana Chance versus Tatum Paxley. We get the video from last week showing Carter and Paxley arguing in the back, and Ivy says it's dojo time tomorrow, 8 a.m. Apparently she's been working with Tatum and trying to really make sure she's ready for anything coming her way in the NXT Women's Division. Carter taking control quickly with the springboard drop kicks, did 2 of them into a cover, hooking the leg, but a kick out. Now Carter grabbing the arms of Paxley before giving her a stiff stomp. Now Carter with another stiff drop kick, sending Paxley to outside. Now we see Ivy now making her way to the ring, checking on Paxley. Pax back in the ring with nice shots to the midsection of Carter. Paxley with a decent drop kick and a good neck breaker. Now a nice flipping twisty attack that actually looked good. Don't know what to call it. Paxley now making nice expressions before delivering weak headbutts that were protected by all of her hair. You couldn't really tell that they were weak because all the fucking hair kind of covered it. I knew that they were weak because I saw the neck. But, the average person's going to think that's a headbutt. Whatever. Carter now trying to go after the leg with a nasty... I like that move, actually. I don't know what to call that either. She grabs the girl's... Paxley's laying down. Carter grabs her legs, trying to put her maybe in like a figure 4. Instead, she does this nasty twisting jump and then turns it into like a reverse figure 4 submission. Paxley now fights to the bottom rope and, picks up the win off a sick counter from a springboard turned into a roll-up pin with a tight grip. Very impressive. Seems like Ivy now is very impressed too. I'm sure she impressed the Diamond Mine. What did you think of this match? I gave it a 3-star. Nice finish with actual nice surprise move counter. I liked it.
So this is probably match of the night right here.
It was good.
I'm
yeah.
gonna even rate it higher than you.
Wow, really?
You asked me before what was the move of the night. This was it, surprisingly, from Carter with that beautiful leg trap submission. To me,
that was innovative. Yeah, you're right.
The best move that I've seen of the night, probably the best move of the week. To be honest, it was just very creative, very innovative, and it's something we've never seen. And the way she did it, it was so perfectly. The way these girls wrestled, it was so smooth. It was so perfectly. It wasn't really any fuck ups. I liked every little pace of it, as you mentioned. The corkscrew moonsault was also nice by Paxley. That was great. That was something that was money. Overall, this match was great. The beautiful roll-up was very creative, too. I thought it was a botch at first, but when I really looked at it twice, I realized it wasn't. It was just a creative roll-up to get the W. You got to admit, Paxley, she looks great. She looks impressive. She has a swagger that we saw last week. They even played it back for us before the match. I'm going to go 4 here.
4, really? Wow. Well, it's fair because it was a good match and there wasn't really any botches. There wasn't mistakes. There wasn't like real fuck-ups. And, you know, there could have been a couple of shots that were a little harder, but all in all, like you said, it was a good match. And that move was very impressive. So I give Carter a lot of credit tonight with that move. Very nice. It was good stuff. It was a good match.
The way they were transitioning on the mat, that's wrestling right there. That's how they started this match. Wrestling.
Yeah, no, they can definitely go. It was a good fucking show. I like that she got the win, the surprise, counter pickup. It was great. We get a promo now from Joe Gacy. We get the boos right away. This message is too important to fall on deaf ears. We're going to break through the schism. Brave souls here have finally reached the point of comfort that they can reveal themselves. Purification will take place next week. Others will see plenty of room in the schism under our sun, in the shade of the schism, under the sun, something like that. Thank you for your indulgence. Are you excited to see these guys next week?
I thought it was going to be tonight. I was so excited until they said next week, and I just don't want to rate this now.
So now you're not excited for the purification? Well, let me ask you a more important question. Do you want to sit in the shade under the schism?
No. At first, I thought they were going to reveal themselves right away, and then
no, not at all. We got to wait till next week, but that's okay. That gives us something to look forward to. I really hope they make action figures for these idiots with the hoods on, bro.
Maybe it's 2 dimes. Maybe 2 dimes or something.
Maybe, yeah. He's hiding. Now we get a promo from Sanga from earlier today. Sanga got to say, he's pimping not easy, man. He's over there with the ladies chilling. He's watching videos with the ladies. Duke Hudson comes out and then just chucks his laptop on the floor like a dickhead and says, "You think that was funny last week, splashing water on me?" Sanga says, "We can take care of this tonight if you want." Up next, we're going to get a match. It's coming up, but first, we're going to get a promo from Briggs and Jensen, who are in a bar with Pretty Deadly. They walk in and they see these people, and they say, "These people have never seen 2 tasty snacks like us before." And then, we came here for you 2 tonight. Can't believe you would bring those gorgeous championships into this dump. Bar fight is about to break out. You guys want to settle this? We will take it to the ring, says Fallon Henley. I guess next week we're going to also have a match for the NXT UK Tag Team Championship of the World. Do you have a prediction on the match, and do you want to rate the promo?
Want to rate it? I don't have a prediction. I just hope it's not the main event next week, because that would really kill me. I hope not.
You don't want to rate it?
No. This was bad.
All right. Did you like the Sanga promo? That was quick and sweet. Nothing crazy.
There was nothing glamorous about that either.
It just sets up the match, though. At least it's something. It's some kind of a substance into the match, which we're going to go into right now. Sanga versus Duke Hudson. We see Sanga shoves Duke down, but now Duke back up with some shots. some shoulder thrusts into Sanga, but Sanga grabs him to take control. Duke counters again, more shots in the corner, tries to Irish whip Sanga, which is never a good idea. And like I said, it's just a bad idea. You don't do that to Sanga. Now we see a counter, a splash by Sanga, a body slam, a big shoulder block, sending Duke flying to the outside. Now Duke back in, lands a nice DDT, starts giving Sanga some clobbering shots, but you can actually see Sanga getting annoyed. Duke now actually does some crazy shit, rips some chest hair, now pulling on Sanga's hair. This was actually a really good looking wrestling match as far as like traditional wrestling goes. Like two big guys. Like these guys actually look like your classic traditional wrestlers from like the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. This reminded me of watching like Gorilla Monsoon versus fucking Vanya. They would beat the shit out of each other. They would rip each other's hair out. They'd clobber, attack each other before the match starts. All of that. It had that kind of old school vibe, and I was digging it. We get another splash by Sanga with a nice sidewalk slam. Sanga now with a big elbow drop. Now calls for the finish. Connects with his big choke slam. Picks up the big victory. Impressive. Zion, way too scared to step to this Goliath of a man. He'd rather just step to Apollo Crews. He didn't step into Sanga. I'll tell you that right now, man. Sanga also had the better spot on the card tonight, man. But I can only give this match a 3-star because it was just too short. I wish Duke could have had a couple, a little more offense, make Sanga work a little more, take some more bumps. I want to see Sanga work a little more. I know he's a beast and you want him to squash people, but I like Duke, and Duke, I think, deserves a little more respect than that. Maybe another 2-3 minutes of offense. I don't know if you agree, Jay. What are you grading it? What do you think?
I see a different view about this. I saw one man fighting for his job tonight, and the other one is basically doing what he's supposed to do, and I expected nothing more, nothing less. You have a big guy. We need a big guy in the main roster. We already have one in Veer Mahan, and we need another one, and this is his tag team partner, and we need him in SmackDown. I think Sanga will be perfect. I think he's a big guy. I think he sold really great on certain spots, even though he wasn't really doing much of the selling. Whatever he was doing, it worked. He's a big, tough guy. I don't know about the attire. I'm not really feeling it. Maybe he could go back to sort of a bronze sort of look, but who knows? We'll see what happens. But that one-arm choice, is it that impressive for what? It is. Duke cussing. Well, he's not impressive. Well, he's doing those stiff forearm shots. He was doing his part. He ran just like a heel. I thought he did great. I thought he did basically saving his ass, getting off that damn list that he's on. So good for him, good for Sanga, but I didn't really like the match, so I'm going with a 2.
Okay, I thought it was too short. That's why I went with a 3. But I thought it looked like a good traditional match. It just needed to be a little longer to make more of an impact, because that's what wrestling used to look like for decades. Just two guys clobbering each other, basic moves, body slams, elbow strikes, elbow drops.
It definitely shows you that Sanga is, one of those, I know you don't like the other guys on Quinn, but he is one of those two people that are ready for main roster, and you've seen him tonight.
Well, I still got it. Now, honestly, I started watching NXT with you, and out of the time I've watched it, I think I've seen Zion fight 2 times.
He's mostly was on 205 Live.
Well, that's the problem. I can't judge a guy that I haven't seen go.
You gotta go back.
I need to see him in a 15-minute match. You know what I mean?
Like, go back to tape.
When we see a 15-minute match from Zion Quinn, I'll be impressed.
You will.
I'm waiting.
Next week.
I'm waiting for it. All right. Now we get a fucking promo from Von Wagner. More of the same. They're telling us, Stone's telling us that Mets wanted him, but instead he's here in NXT. Wagner said, "Shut up! This is not baseball. It's a fight." Then we see, Solo in a little bit. First, Wagner says, "Streets, islands are in the ring. We're about to fight and find out how tough you are, Solo." Solo says, "You are a bad man, snapping arms, putting people through tables, launching them in the 5th row. I'd like to see you try that on me. Let's get it." We go to commercial break, back where you have an interview with Toxic Attraction. Mackenzie instigates that they hurt Roxanne, and they said no. They say that's quite the accusation, but she just has bad luck. You don't know this, but when you're a champion, everything just falls into place, man. He says, Next, we get a match with Von Wagner versus Solo Sikoa. And this match was kind of wild, I guess. It does what you hate, which is starts on the outside. Both men actually get in the ring. Solo meets Wagner outside. Men started exchanging shots. Solo driving Wagner's head into the ringside as both men now are in the ring and the bell rings. Both men walk the ring momentarily, now lock up in the middle of the ring. We get a breakup and shit talking begins. Solo says, "You suck." They walk the ring a little more. Now we see another breakup, both men shoving each other. Now another lockup and both men taking turns, taking control. Solo with a gut wrench, Wagner with a headlock. Wagner now makes the first real move with a shoulder block that drops Solo. Now both men up, walking the ring. I appreciated the pace of the match. Both men trying to have the most traditional wrestling match of the night, actually. Solo goes for a shoulder block. It does not happen. Von now, Solo picks up speed. Drops Van Wagner with two big shoulder blocks. A body slam. Then catches the flying headbutt. We go for the cover. Kick off from Wagner. Now Solo stares him down. Gives him a stiff kick to the chest. Connects with a running senton. Wagner now rolls out of the ring as we go to break. Back from break, we see Von Wagner hitting a nice back drop with a headlock submission after taking control of the match. Mr. Stone watching closely outside. Van Wagner with a beautiful big boot. Old school big boot. Like a good big man, big boot. Looking good. Now Von with the big man shots pounding down on Solo. Nice, very nice Samoan drop from Solo, followed by the big splash, setting up for the running hip attack that looked real stiff as usual. Solo came up for a fight and he got one. Can he connect with the knockout blow to take out Von Wagner? Both men outside fighting, exchanging shots. Mr. Stone pleading with Von to get back in the ring as the ref counts both these men out who cannot stop beating the hell out of each other while refs come to separate the men. I gave it a 3-star, but because of the ending, I wanted to see a winner. But we're not going to get one because they want this to... Obviously, this isn't going to end here. We're going to have more matches. What are you rating this match only? Don't talk about what happened after. We'll get into that, obviously, because we would see more of them throughout the night, right?
2.5.
2.5. All right. That's it? 2.5?
You want me to go into it?
No, you don't have to. It's up to you. If you want to close the show fast, then don't go into it.
All I'm saying is there's a big problem that you didn't mention.
Please elaborate.
Basically, when Solo had Wagner in the headlock, and then he basically lost it.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
He basically lost Wagner's head, and then he had to go back to it, and then they hit the ropes again. Same move, only this time, Solo took the hit. So if you play that back,
I have it. I'm gonna play it back. I'm gonna watch that.
It's a botch right there. I'm not going to go as high, but Wagner did impress me. His facials, his back elbow, the spinning back suplex, the big boot you mentioned that had an old school feeling into it, the vicious running clothesline he was doing turnbuckle to turnbuckle before it got countered. I thought he was more impressive than Wagner. I thought his promo was way more better than Solo's promo before the match. But I don't think these guys, like you said, is not the last of it. We'll see. But 2.5 is a good start for what could be a 4 or a 3-star match. Yeah,
this was on track to be a really good match, but the shit ending is what pissed me off. I didn't like that it ended.
It's a good foundation.
But it's a good start to build a feud that they want to carry on for a while. Next, we get a promo from Carmelo Hayes. He's a night out on the town with all the hoes. Him and his pimp Trick Daddy can find ladies like anybody else, right? Looks like they have no idea who these guys are, but hey, the money's good, so they're getting paid. They're here to party. They ask where the after party is. Hayes says, let's take them to the penthouse. Now we see them all at the penthouse drinking champagne. They're saying like we're like Kobe and Shaq, Pac and Snoop. We are the dream team. We always gonna be here now. We go to the jacuzzi. Shout out to all my haters. That's all it is, and that's all it's ever gonna be. I don't know how I feel about this promo. I'm happy for Carmelo because it looks like he's finally getting some shine. He's actually really athletic worker, whatever, But like your boy, he's probably smaller than JD McDonough, man. So shut your ass up calling him an Oompa Loompa. Because if you can call JD an Oompa Loompa, you can call Carmelo an Oompa Loompa.
He's the Irish midget. He's the Irish midget, all right? I don't care. I don't care what anybody said. The hell with it.
Isn't him and Carmelo Hayes like the exact same size?
No. Nah.
You're lying.
Look it up.
Carmelo's mad small,
Why don't you look
bro.
it up? How do you look it up? Look it up.
Probably shorter, man. I'm not looking it up, man. My keyboard
Why
makes
not?
mad noise. Because my keyboard makes mad noise when I type.
Why do we tell the people to look it up? Go ahead, look it up.
Somebody look it up,
Carmelo
man.
Hayes,
You look it up as I get into the rest of this bullshit.
Right.
We get the... Actually, don't look it up. Don't look it up, because then you're going to fuck up the show. Don't look it up.
I will. That's what I'm saying. All the fans, whoever's watching it, look it up. Who's talking?
Promo, Lash Legend,
Hayes,
Indy Hartwell, you athletic, but not Lash Legend athletic. You have a better chance of finding love on a dating app. And then she leaves and drops the basketball. The basketball rolls off, and we see it stopped by a red bat, which obviously we know what that means, right? Do you know what that means?
Yes. It means the fast forward button. That's what it means.
Wow, you don't like Alba Fire, baby, with a red bat? Now we get the video package of the night to me, because I was looking at this video package like American Psycho. I now look at this guy as like a Patrick Bateman. This guy's a lunatic. I think he's going to turn into a serial killer. He's a delusional fucking psychopath who's kidnapped people. He's convinced them that he's a college professor. He's convinced them that they're in Chase University, and he takes them to London, and then he tells this guy that he knows the Queen, that a part of the Queen's castle is his fucking home. He goes off to say that he's going to be knighted one day. You know, Andrew Chase is a fucking legend. He's a future Hall of Famer. He's a future WWE staple in society. Chase you, baby. Chase fucking you. I give him props because he said they were going to go to London, and the motherfucker went to London. So for that and that alone, this was a 5-star segment because he said he was going to do something, and they actually fucking did it. And then he went off and cut a nice little fucking vignette, and like I said, now I don't, I'm not taking this so serious as a college. It's not. This guy's fucking nuts. Obviously, he has. There's a deep storyline, psychological here. This guy's nuts, and I like it.
Nice.
Are you reading it?
I said fast forward like 10 minutes ago.
That was for Alba Fire. You never said nothing about Chase U. All you need to know is Chase U is number 1. I'll take you right outside right now. And exactly, Andre, don't make me tell you what Andre Chase said. All right? I'll say it. He said, I'll take you outside right now and beat the shit out of you, you stupid son of a bitch. You're fucking fired. Now get the fuck out of here. I like it. This guy looked delusional, wacky tonight. I liked it. Next, we get a match with Indy Hartwell versus Lash Legend. And this match had the botcha of the night. 100%. Lash just abusing Indy with torture rack, bouncing her head off the ropes. We get a nice clothesline to the back to start off the match from Lash Legend. Indy with 3 shots. Looked like she missed the third one. Followed up by a sidewalk slam. Lash now perches Indy on the top rope, goes for the superplex, but instead we see Alba Fire in the stands. She's talking shit to her. Indy now takes control, goes for, I think what it was, supposed to be some kind of cross body leading into like an inside cradle kind of spot from the top rope, but she completely slips off the top rope, bucks up, just rolls Lash up, and picks up the win. This looked so fucking bad. It was just bad, man. Now Alba, ringside with the red bat, goes for a swing on Lash, and Legend just runs away as Alba's chasing her with the bat. 0-star. Worst ending I've ever seen to a match on NXT history. 0-star.
I'm not gonna rate it, but I'm gonna say this: that Indy Hartwell, tonight, you just lost your job. I'm sorry. You are out of a fucking job. You've been on my list for months, but tonight,
dumb bitch.
Not even your forearms gonna save you for this match. Everything was weak.
Last night I remembered the line that Corey Graves said about Carmella: "A badass with a great ass."
Well, maybe you missed the part where she was giving her a right hand and she completely missed. I saw it.
Yeah, I said she gave 3 shots and one of them looked like it missed.
It missed completely.
I saw it, yeah. I said it looked like it missed because the camera angle was from like the back.
The only shout out I'm gonna give to this match is
gaming. I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
Last Legend is horrible, by the way. But only shout out I'll give to Last Legend is that modified torture rack that she
Well,
did.
SDG Gaming just said low key they're trying to make Cora Jade into the new Page, which obviously, yeah, that's a fucking fact. That's a fucking fact.
Well, we'll get into
this whole
that,
match was fucking trash. Fucking bad. Now we have a segment. We got the girls in the back talking about who they think attacked Perez. One girl says it's always the boyfriend. Now we see Solo and Von Wagner still going at it, crashing the whole thing. They're crashing the break room. They're breaking everything. All sorts of chaos going up, tearing it up. Several officials are out there trying to break all this up. Now we get an interview with Tony D, Electra, Legado, Del Fantasma. Stax was there. Tony says, no one from my crew attacked Roxanne. I didn't give out the order, so it didn't happen. Right? Electra is proving to be a loyal soldier in this family. Electra, you stay here. You two come with me. Back from break, Solo and Von Wagner are still going at it in the parking lot. Von, stop. Stop. The match is over. Von, stop. Stop. Von. Solo holding his back, walking away. Mr. Frost saying, you are stupid. This ain't over, Solo. Solo then chokes Mr. Stone and dumps him in the dumpster to end that whole fucking segment. Like I said, that's going to be a long ongoing feud. They're probably going to have 3 or 4 matches in a row. Oh my God. Back from break. Now we see a match. Stax and Tony D, the Don of NXT, are in action versus Idris Anofi and Malik Blade. My question is, why is Blade back on TV at all? And why is Anofi being put in a tag team with him? He should be solo. Stax and Anofi kick us off with Stax in control with a headlock. They tell us Santos Escobar is now home, recovering in rehab. Anofi with the best dropkick you will see on NXT this year. Hitting Stax right on the button. Nice twisting running shoulder block. Blade with a pin and Stax with a kick out. Stax now with a tag to Tony D, who comes in and stomps out Anofi. Irish whip and a big clothesline. Now another tag to Stax with a good teamwork. Stax with shots and stomps, and another tag to Tony D, who comes in with more kicks and shots. And now another tag back to Stax, more shots. Another tag to Tony with more shots, a headlock, multiple shots to the ribs, and a nice single hook suplex to Anofi. Stax now back in with more kicks to Idris as Blade is just watching his teammate get stomped out and abused and doing nothing about it. Now Anofi fighting back, trying to get to his corner. We see a very nice sunset flip with real nice height. Shoulder block from Lorenzo to Idris. Cover and a kick out. Now the tag to Blade, who comes in fired up, lands a bunch of shots. Miz clothesline where he hangs on the ropes. We see a leg drop that looks about as strong as a cocktail made at a 4-year-old's lemonade stand. Now Stax gets the tag to Don, who is hitting the huge twisting perfect plex into the pin and the win. After the match, the Don forces Legado to attack Blade and continue to beat him down. Nice spot at the end of Tony D slapping Legado on the face. Good job, boys. Good job, boys. I fucking loved it. I loved it. I'm not giving it a 4 or 5 or anything like that. I only gave it a 2.5 as far as a wrestling match goes. But as far as sports entertainment goes, that was a beautiful 3.5 star kind of situation. I liked it. I enjoyed it. What'd you think, buddy?
I'm gonna give it a 2, but like I said all along that Anofi needs to go solo. The part when he jumped over the guy and rolled over and then just did that spot, that was so beautifully timed, it wasn't even funny. He just literally leapfrogged, rolled over twice, then he just basically spat down on his belly and let the guy jump over him to do that perfectly drop kick as you mentioned on the butt. That is like so explosive. He can't even get any closer.
That drop kick is fucking absolutely.
Yeah. Tony D had some good spot. He did that double hook overthrow suplex. That was good.
Yeah.
But let's face it, Blade did not do any botches tonight. I was surprised. Blade actually did a nice leg drop, and then he did the spine buster on Stack. So he did his part, and he sold really well at the end. So I thought Blade kind of stepped up, but he's not there yet. Anofi needs to go solo. He needs to have this run. I could see him going for North American Championship ladder matches in big stages, sort of like a WrestleMania weekend, you know.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm gonna just go 2 here.
Okay. real quick, back to the Von Wagner Solo situation. What do you see happening to Solo this year? Because I don't think they're going to put him with Braun Breaker. They're not putting him in the North American. So, like, is he going to have, like, a one-and-done with Von Wagner and then maybe get the call-up, you think, before anybody else on NXT? So my main question to you right now before I go into the main event is, who do you think realistically is going to be the first person to actually get called up from NXT right now, like, this year? Or let's say even SummerSlam. You see
I'm going to say...
SDG Gaming says he would love to see Solo as the special guest referee at SummerSlam.
I'm going to say Braun Breaker, number one.
Braun Breaker. So you think we'll see Braun Breaker in WWE television before the end of the year?
I'm going to say the day after SummerSlam. He loses the belt.
All right, and how about after Braun?
I could see Grimes moving up.
Grimes moving up? Yeah, I can see that too. That actually makes sense right now.
If he does not win the belt, then I could see him moving up with Braun.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors on who's going to be the next male NXT championship, man.
I don't think everybody else is there yet. You know what I mean?
Gaming over here just said that Nikita Lyons is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble. That's a bold claim to make.
That's the video game, you mean?
She's a rising star, though. I mean, she is getting traction, but we got to see her in ring work more, you know. And she did get hurt.
Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, well, we actually have to get started with that because right after this, we got an interview with Nikita Lyons, and people commenting, messaging that I attacked Roxanne. I feel like, you know, if it was not for my injury, I would have won that breakout contract. But I'm not the kind of lady to attack from behind. If I have a problem with you, I'll say it to your face. If Perez can't make it tonight, though, I'll gladly take on Mandy Rose. So she's laying it out there that she wants to be in the conversation for the championship. So what do you want to say about the whole Nikita? You said you had something. Now's the time.
Yeah, they're basically rushing this. They're basically rushing this whole thing. I don't even think it was necessary to even have a Nikita Lyons segment. If y'all agree, y'all just fans. But let's be honest. It was unnecessary to have her tonight.
But they have so much else packed in the show. Why wouldn't they have her, though?
No, they had so much going on so well. Why have her?
But it was short.
Come on, this was a waste.
Yeah, but they're trying to give her a push, obviously.
Hold on. This is my mind reading on this girl. I think it was a waste. I don't even think it was well spoken by Nikita Lyons. I didn't even think she's delivered that promo really well. But you know,
listen, I can agree with that. She definitely didn't deliver it with fucking conviction and enthusiasm at all.
I felt like she just could have done a lot better. But it is what it is. I just felt like a star like that everybody's calling right here tonight. Oh, she's gonna win the belt. She's gonna belt. No doubt, it's going to happen. We all see it. But
I wouldn't rush it though. I wouldn't rush it. She's still a little. She's a little green. She needs time.
Exactly. So you don't need to see her on TV.
Well, I wouldn't say we don't see it. I would have rather seen her. I would have rather seen her in a match.
I could have waited till next week. To see a match or a promo. I don't need to see it tonight.
We're probably gonna have to wait till next week to see it anyway. Who knows what's going to be on that card next week? We have a couple ideas, but there's so much filler content in NXT every week. It's hard to predict what you're even going to see week to week sometimes. Toxic now makes their way to the ring. We got a video package. When I was a kid, comics would help me escape. I wondered if I could imitate my idols, if I could be everything I always wanted to be. I can be my own superhero. Break free of the world I live. I can be a symbol. I remain anonymous. I am Axiom. Debuts next week. What do you think?
This is one fucking piece of shit, man. What the fuck, man?
Damn, son.
I think this is a kid in NXT UK. First of all, this guy never wore a freaking mask. Now he's gonna wear a mask and you can't see his head. What is he, a luchador? He's not a luchador.
Well, he's lucky he's not in fucking AEW because they take his mask off every week.
NXT UK. It's just embarrassing to put a mask on this guy. He has so agility. And now you're gonna cover his freaking face? No, this is horrible. I don't want to see this shit.
Yeah, I can agree with that, gaming man. I can agree with that. I agree that they're gonna push Raquel Gonzalez very fucking hard, very fucking soon, as well.
Rodriguez, Gonzalez, Hernandez.
Her time, yeah.
Hernandez, Gonzalez, Rodriguez.
She's fucking good though.
Santiago.
She's impressive, dude. Very
Santiago
impressive.
Perez.
Now we're gonna get the match, the main event. We all have been waiting to know what happened. Who did Mandy Rose fight? Did Roxanne Perez show up? Toxic Attraction and Mandy Rose make their way to the ring, and honestly, I don't know how much longer I can afford to watch NXT. This is like the 5th time my TV has melted from how hot Mandy Rose truly is. Enough out of you peasants, says Mandy. It's been long enough, ladies. It's been long enough. Perez is not woman enough to suck it up and challenge me tonight. Very simple. What a shocker. I don't blame her. Roxanne could not beat me anyway. No one can. Shut the hell up, Mandy. Rose chance start. I run NXT and nothing will change, she says. Okay. Here comes Cora Jade with a microphone. Mandy, can you just shut the hell up? They were promised an NXT championship match, and that's exactly what they're going to get. If Roxanne can't fight, I'll step in and take that championship from you. Mandy says, this is the funniest thing that I've heard all night. Here comes Roxanne Perez holding her injured ribs, not looking 100%. Perez tells Cora, I got this. Cora says, go get her ass. Match starts with Perez with a Lou Thesz right off the back. Mandy now taking advantage of the injury with kicks to the ribs. Perez counters an inside cradle over a kick out from Mandy. Now Mandy with a nice fallaway slam. Mandy chants begin. Mandy with a nice shoulder thrust to Perez in the midsection. Perez with a drop kick to Mandy. Tries to Irish whip Mandy, who is holding onto the ropes. Good spot there. Now Mandy says Perez flying on the top rope. Ribs first, sending her to the outside. The damage has been done. Now a shoulder thrust, driving Perez into the ring apron as we go into picture-in-picture break. During the break, we see Mandy ripping the bandages off Perez. Mandy with a beautiful spine buster. Perez with a nice knee shot, and now a crossbody off the second rope that did more damage to her than Mandy. A cover, a kick out from Mandy. That crossbody really might have hurt her ribs. Now we see Perez with a Russian leg sweep. Cover, another kick out from Mandy Rose. Perez looks for the pop rocks. Mandy counters, goes for the shoulder thrust. Perez dodges, and Mandy goes flying in the ring post. Now Perez with a flying Lou Thesz to the outside and lands pop rocks on the outside of the ring, which is definitely her mistake, is going for it outside. I'm absolutely positive of this at this point when I see it. I knew she was going to lose the moment I saw the finish on the outside. Now Perez taking Mandy in the ring. We see JC Jane distracting the ref, and we see Cora Jade nail Perez with the tag team title, turns her back on Perez, and turns heel. Mandy Rose, like I said, is still your NXT Women's Champion. Now Cora in the ring next to fallen Roxanne. She's yelling at her, I brought you here. This is what you do. Snuffs her in the face and then botches the skateboard attack. Picks the skateboard back up. Breaks it over Perez with multiple shots. And it was bad. It was bad, but I did like her energy. I did like her passion. And I really enjoyed her expressions at ringside when she, first did that initial thing. She actually looked like a villainous character. She had these villainous expressions, like loathing and like she was enjoying it. You know what I mean? Like some demonic shit. They're trying to make her like this kid said in the chat, man, Page 2.0. I brought you here and I made you. Why don't you rate this first, man? And I know you probably got a lot to say.
I'm upset, devastated, sad. I'm laughing. There's so many emotions I'm feeling like this just watching this match. I expected this match. I didn't care if she was injured. And I'll get into all the little pieces that happened with all the promos starting from the beginning, but this match had its moments, man. I told you. These are the two pillars of NXT 2.0, Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. Now, let me tell you guys, if you guys at home don't know, Roxanne Perez is the 18-woman first ever ROH World Champion. Let's face it. She is that tough, okay? Well, she proved it tonight. Even though injured ribs or anything, she was still doing it. I like the tipped around Russian leg sweep. I thought that was a great spot by Perez. She hit it money, and let's face it, she was doing most of the selling in this match the way she should be, and she hit that on the money too. Facials was great. Everything was working. Even from the jump start the match, when she jumped on top of the Rose and started hitting her with those straight forearms. Those forearms look very impressive. It looks like she actually been watching our show and realized, like, oh shit, I really got to step it up because Jay is shitting on my forearm. You damn right I was shitting on your forearm. Now you stepped it up. So I was very impressed by Roxanne Perez. Let's face it, Pop Rocks could be the most dangerous move in the women roster right now in NXT 2.0. Let's face it, it's an awesome move. I liked it when she hit it on the outside. Now, with all those signals we've seen earlier from the injury, I expected Cora Jade to turn heel. If you're a true fan, you could have told exactly when she cut that segment right after they showed the video package and the opening of NXT 2.0 tonight. Right there, that segment, I already knew she was the one, okay? That's why I said it was so unnecessary to see Nikita Lyons. It was a bullshit call on that. I would not call that. If I'm going to save my future world champion that was going to take it off Brandy Rose, I will not have her on tonight. I would have saved her and gave her a lot of time than what I gave her tonight. All right? But this match served its purpose. I fucking hated the end. I felt bad. Now, the prop manager in NXT right there is going to get fired the next day. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know why that skateboard just collapsed as soon as she just took it from the back. I felt so bad for poor Jake because this was our moment. But somehow, even with that, she still went into it. She didn't stop, which you're not supposed to do. If you fuck up a line in a play, in a show in high school, you don't stop. You just keep going. And she kept going. She grabbed whatever fucking piece that was and started hitting her. And her facials were flawless. Flawless. If I had to pick one over the other, you know who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Cora Jade. I've been saying it. But the fucked up shit about it is, which gets me so upset and angry, is that she has these memorable moments and they're fucking full of botches. And this is another one that we see tonight. It's been taken away from her. The motherfucker that did the prop should be fired for what he did with that fucking skateboard. And why would you use a bot skateboard? We can't use a real one. You guys know each other for so many years.
Are you sure it just broke in half? I thought it just slipped out of her hands.
It broke. I saw it again. It just, when she went like that,
I gotta watch that back.
It just literally broke into pieces. It fell off. It fell off. That's why she had the piece in her hand, so she used that part. She saw lean back and she just kept going, which I give her a lot of props to, because what would I do? I would probably stop like, oh shit, like it just flew off, but what do I do now? So give it to poor Jay, but the facials, like you said, were money, were flawless. She's definitely a bigger star than Roxanne Perez, even though Roxanne Perez accomplished a lot more than Cora Jade had. But give it to Cora Jade. This is where she needs to belong. This is what we need to see. I just don't feel bad because every memorable spot is always a fucking botch. So, what I'm going to give this, I'm going to stick for a 3. Why? Because I felt Mandy Rose did carry the match well. She did sold on the ribs. She was doing those knee strikes to the guts. I like how Mandy did that knee strike to the face on Perez too. Everything was flawless, especially that leg submission that she trapped Roxanne Perez. So give it to Rose. She definitely was supposed to do what a champion's supposed to do. So that's why I'll give it a 3. But I hated the end. I hated the botch. Poor Jay, but what a great heel turn. But I saw it all along since the show started.
Well, what are you grading it again?
I'm gonna give it a 3.
3? All right. To just touch on Nikita Lyons real quick, it's hard for me to say that she's going to be the next women's champion because you know who I'm rooting to be the next women's champion, and she actually had a segment tonight and she was mentioning women's champion, so she's definitely in the conversation, and I think it's between her and Nikita Lyons right now for the next women's champion, and I'm talking about, of course, none other than you know who, Tiffany Stratton. But to get into the match itself, I actually thought the match was really good. I enjoyed Mandy Rose working the injured ribs the whole fucking match. The heel thing, I could have saw it coming, but I didn't expect it so soon because they just won the tag team titles last fucking week. So I really didn't see it coming. So yeah, that was a genuine good fucking surprise. And because of that, I'm giving it a 4, the whole thing, the match and the ending. because it genuinely like surprised me. I was like, okay, I knew it was gonna happen, but I didn't know when, and it came really quick, really unexpected. I would have gave it a 5 if it wasn't for the skateboard breaking in half. Because other than that, there wasn't really. Actually, Roxanne Perez did a pretty good job tonight. We didn't see really mistakes out of her. She was selling well, taking moves. Mandy was working, her gimmick, the injury. All the moves she did were trying to get to that midsection. Even when we came back from break, you see her with her abdominal stretch and rubbing the elbows in the ribs. You really saw Mandy Rose actually working the whole fucking gimmick. But overall, like SDG Gaming is mentioning, man, even the Diamond Mine girl, she's got a chance too. There's a lot of women on the roster that have a look, and we'll see what happens with a lot of.
Gotta have the charisma right now. There's only a few that's there. I think
obviously there's talent.
I think that Diamond Mine girl, she could be a player too. I just gotta see more charisma. I feel like she's just too serious.
I agree. But touch on what you said, Gaming, yeah, man, they are copying off the Becky and Charlotte storyline, and they always run the same stories. It's rinse and repeat for the last 30 years, 40 years. They always tell you the same stories, man. They can't make original shit anymore, like, the Big Show fucking getting his father's dead body driven away by the Big Boss Man, We can't come up with stories like that anymore.
Can't fool us, brother.
Can't fool us, though. Real quick, though, before we end the night, man, obviously, I already know you like NXT more than Monday Night Raw.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
What are you rating the show tonight?
I'm in a conflict. But there were some major botches, especially the end. I don't think I'm gonna regret what I'm gonna say because it was only a 4-star match, so I'm gonna go with a 4.
4? I'm gonna give it a 3.5 because I was entertained. I can't go with a 4 because there was just too many botches on the show overall tonight, so it's just dropping the grade for me. The Indy Hartwell, that spot alone, it's like taking a 1.5 off the match.
She just lost her job.
It's like any math, when you do math and you're averaging things off. Whenever there's a 0 in the addition of the numbers, the average is going to go down. And that was a 0-star match. So I would have to, really go out of my way to call this a 4. Yeah, you gave it a 0. I didn't give him a 0. I'm talking about my overall rating. I won 0. So shit, you should give it a 2.5.
Nah, this show is the premier show, man. Definitely. Proved it tonight.
Gaming over here. Obviously, he's a Liv Morgan fan. I think he says, I hope she gets her side plates. No, he doesn't say that. He said, would love to see if Liv Morgan gets her side plates by this Friday. It's been nearly a week now. And I think your wish is going to come true because Liv Morgan was made the champion for one reason and one reason only.
Listen.
She sells merch, Jay. It doesn't matter what she does in the ring. She sells fucking merch.
Who's this person?
Oh, I like that. He just called her Indy Botchwell. That's good.
Who's this person that said about Liv Morgan? What's his name?
SDG Gaming.
SDG, listen.
From YouTube.
If you don't know YouTube. If you don't know, there's a video going around about a live event. And Liv Morgan and Natty got into it. There was a spot. There was a cover. Liv got the win. But there was some words exchanged, and she pointed at her, and she rolled out of the ring. Now, to me, it seems like Liv Morgan's fucking up. She fucked up in that promo SmackDown, man. She's fucking up live event. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please watch the video. It's all over YouTube. Something's going on with Liv, man. I don't know what's going on. I'm concerned. I'm a fan too, but I told these guys she was going to win Money in the Bank, be future champ, but this video is concerning.
I understand that. I can understand that, man. But, we need to talk about somebody. We need to talk about somebody tonight to close up the show because there's only one real superstar of the week this week. And do you know who that is? Who do you think it is?
Last night.
Who's the superstar of the week right now? I can give you a little clue. Would you like a clue? He's an American professional wrestler and a bodybuilder. He is currently signed to the WWE, where he performs on the Raw brand. He currently holds the Money in the Bank contract. Prior to joining the WWE, he wrestled on the independent circuit, including several promotions under the World Wrestling Federation Network umbrella, such as Full Impact Pro Evolve, along the way winning the WWN Championship, FIP World Heavyweight Championship, and the Evolve Championship. Born August 2nd, 1997, Austin White, or Theory, is your future WWE champion. And there's nothing you can do about it, Jay. How does that make you feel? The change is real, and it's coming. July 30th in 17 more days. Because it's about to be, there it is, 12 a.m., baby. 17 more days till Austin Theory cashes in at SummerSlam and goes on to revolutionize the WWE as you know it. How do you feel about that?
I feel great because I know he's not going to win, so I feel great over here.
Man.
You can live all of the pipe dreams and all the people that agree with you, but I feel great over here. I know what's going to happen, so I'm feeling great.
So what are you going to say to me the night after Theory wins? Actually, are you going to be on the play-by-play with me on that one?
I'll try my best.
What do you think? Should we do an in-studio session?
We'll see.
It's a possibility.
What is that, a Saturday or something?
I think it's a Saturday. 8 p.m., man. It's 8 p.m. But you can't go too crazy when Theory wins, man, because I know, don't start breaking stuff in here.
Oh, don't worry. That won't happen, so.
You know, I agree with gaming over here. Theory says he's trying to become the new champion, the new Orton, Cena, the biggest prodigy the WWE has ever seen. And there's only one way to do that, and that's to make a big fucking time splash, man. So let me ask you this. Since you don't see that happening, how do you see it playing out in your mind?
WrestleMania.
No, I'm talking about SummerSlam, man. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Theory's briefcase. Okay, so you think Theory's not walking out at all. So what's the ending to the Brock and Roman affair?
Roman,
okay. So you think Roman's going over on Brock. So
yeah.
What is the dynamic with Seth Rollins and Theory? Is Seth Rollins going to help him win his match against Bobby?
No, just Theory's out of the picture. Basically, look, folks, it's that simple. We knew it was going to be Riddle and Orton and Roman at SummerSlam. Orton's not coming back for the year. We need to get some big superstar because it's SummerSlam. And who else is going to sell tickets? Brock. Am I interested in this match? No. Do I care about watching it? No. But it's my job, so I'm going to do it. But overall, we all know what's going to happen. Roman's going to walk out. Then he's going to work the program with Drew. That was the setup. It was Riddle, Randy, Drew. Now it's Riddle, Brock, Drew. We'll see what happens after that.
You're crazy.
You're
not crazy.
I'm not.
I think you're in for really a rude awakening. Really well, gaming, that's why, just to go into what you said, because he said don't, remember about Dolph Ziggler. Yes, Dolph Ziggler's here, but he's here to work a program with Theory.
Exactly.
He's here to work a program with Theory. Here's what's going to happen. Brock, Roman are going to kill each other. Theory's going to come out, cash in, right? Ziggler's going to come out, try to stop him, and then Seth Rollins is going to come out and help him. He's going to stop Ziggler. And then that's going to set up their feud, because Brock is going to go hunting, Roman's going to go fishing. Yeah, maybe I could see Drew winning at the United Kingdom, but off of who? Off of Theory? Maybe. That's a possibility, too. There's a lot of things that are going to happen over the next couple of months, but all I know is this. By the time WrestleMania rolls around, Seth Rollins needs to be the fucking champion. Cody Rhodes needs to win the Royal Rumble. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like my storyline the best. I like Theory walking out of SummerSlam with a champion. I like Theory walking out with 3 championships. The United States?
Yeah, Theory's putting me to sleep.
All of them. That's how you create a legend, my friend. The legend of SummerSlam, the legend of Theory. And you heard it here first on Wrestling with Savage. Now, before we go off there, I'm going to show you this motherfucking logo right here. You guys see this fucking logo? This fucking logo? That's my cousin's logo, man. The rap song you hear every single time this show starts, Wrestling with Savage, that is performed by him. His name is Crittext. His second debut album is going to come out again. And he's gonna take off. And when he does, I'll be fucking rolling. I'll be rolling some fucking fatties with him. I'll tell you that shit. So, here's my cousin, Crittext, rapping. Jay, this has been NXT 2.0, episode 59. Tomorrow night's AEW, episode 60, Jay. We made it, son. Episode
and if
60.
you want to hear more fantasies about George's theories, please watch us, all right?
No, everybody loves to watch George's theories. My name is Savage anyway. Let's not talk about George. George isn't here tonight. When I do this show, Savage checks in, George checks out. You want George? George is gonna, he's gonna give everything a fucking half a star.
I don't want to hear your fantasies, Savage or George.
The only person that's living in a fantasy land is fucking Jay over here, but it's okay. We love him. That's why we bring him on the show, because he brings the fire, he brings the passion. He likes to talk about pro wrestling. He likes to get into the details. And that's what he watches for. He watches pro wrestling because he loves pro wrestling. The same reason I watch pro wrestling. Tomorrow night, NXT is not going to be on. It's now going to be AEW tomorrow night, Dynamite. And we'll see if they can beat the NXT show. We're going to find out tomorrow night live at, I believe, 10:30. Yeah, same time like tonight, 10:30 Eastern. We'll be live. We'll see how many people. We'll see if Dave is there. We'll see if Gilch is there. Shout out to him. Shout out to Dave. Jay, before I leave, I want to tell you should really consider coming to the show on Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to have a good time. And like I said earlier, yo, listen! You got to listen, Jay. Listen. This has been NXT 2.0. Shout out to Crittext, my cousin. You're going to hear a song right now to close us out. We'll see you tomorrow night on AEW Dynamite. Peace, motherfuckers.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud to you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.